Good morning, I'm Adam Sexton. The race for governor in 2026 could resemble a Rocky movie as both the incumbent and the challenger are throwing big punches. We'll see who turns out to be the hero in November, but right now the title belt belongs to Governor Kelly Ayotte, and the contender trying to wrest it away from her is former executive counselor Cinde Warmington, who's our guest this morning in studio. Counselor, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. So
your task is not an easy one, and we know history is not on your side because voters in New Hampshire tend not to throw out first-term governors, although it happened once already this century. So what is the key argument you're going to use to sway those swing voters your way?
You know, everything that I'm hearing all across this state is that people are really, really struggling, and this administration, Kelly Ayotte, has completely failed to address the concerns of the people of our state, that housing costs are sky high, that property taxes are sky high, gas prices, food prices, electric prices. People are struggling. And, you know, you say it is a difficult challenge. It is a 5-point race that we're in right now. Kelly Ayotte's approval numbers are the lowest of any governor in more than 30 years. She is vulnerable because the people of the state know that she is not fighting for them. They want somebody in the corner office who's going to stand up and fight for them.
Yeah, and part of this standing up is you made the argument that the governor or a governor needs to be standing up more to the Trump administration when sort of New Hampshire is infringed upon in any number of ways, from tariffs to health care funding and whatnot. Part of doing that, if you're the governor, is doing that in court. And obviously, if you're elected, you're going to have an attorney general who is of a different party, John Formella. He was just reappointed, so presumably he's here for till about 2029. Can you compel him as governor to try and sue the Trump administration, or are you kind of stuck at whatever he wants to do?
Well, you're absolutely right that Kelly Ayotte has failed to stand up to the Trump administration, and the damage that is to this state is so significant. We've seen with the health care cuts that 13,000 Granite Staters have already lost their health care, and that's on top of the cuts that Kelly Ayotte has put in. She's refused to stand up to him on tariffs. She's refused to stand up to him on this war that's sending gas prices and prices of everything through the roof. We really do need to have a governor in the corner office that is going to stand up to Donald Trump. And as you say, sometimes that means bringing lawsuits. And governors, Democratic governors in other states that are in that same situation have been brought the lawsuits themselves if necessary. Hopefully, I think I can work with our Attorney General. But if necessary, I'll bring the lawsuit myself.
Okay. The state obviously needs relief from high energy costs. We have New Hampshire families who essentially can't afford the same kind of lifestyle they were enjoying just a few years ago. Trump administration is pushing for more natural gas supply coming from a little bit to our east. Governor Ayotte supports the Constitution pipeline, which would connect to Pennsylvania, natural gas bringing to New England. Are you opposed to those efforts on principle, given your prior support for getting to net zero?
I believe that we need to stop the addiction to fossil fuel. We have a great opportunity in this state to open up our energy economy. We need a clean energy economy in this state, and investment in energy efficiency, in renewable energy. We have so many solar projects around the state that are ready to go, and we just need Concord to get their foot off the necks of businesses and communities that are ready to invest in renewable energy sources. That's what we're going to do in this administration. It will bring great jobs into our state, and help clean up our environmental issues. The economy that is out there is a great opportunity for New Hampshire.
But people need relief now, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, the fastest way to do that would be to bring in more natural gas. You're saying we've got to wait for green energy sometime, what, 8, 10 years from now?
There are so many solar projects sitting waiting to go. That is actually the fastest way that we can restore and get invested in renewable energy and decrease the cost. Solar energy is actually the lowest cost of energy available right now. And I got to tell you, the wind blows and the sun shines whether or not the Strait of Hormuz is closed. So.
All right, Governor Ayotte has been attacking relentlessly on this issue of your past work advocating on behalf of opioid manufacturers and prescribers. You've recently released a new video sort of telling your side of the story. It's from an interaction, it looks like a house party, of someone asking you about how you defend yourself against this. And you're characterizing your work as just sort of an assignment you were given by your law firm. Explain.
Sure. Well, as you know, as we've discussed before, this is a very personal issue to me. My life has been profoundly affected by addiction. My own dad struggled with addiction his entire life. I have other people in my family that have as well. We did not escape the opioid crisis. And I went into healthcare to help people, and that is exactly what I was doing when I was assigned this project as an attorney in 2001 for Purdue Pharma for 9 months. That was the total extent of my work for Purdue Pharma, and I argued that it would be doctors and should be doctors and not the Medicaid program or insurance companies that are deciding what medications patients should get. That was the full extent of my work. My work ended in 2002, before Purdue Pharma's lies were known. And I will tell you that if I had known about this incredible, sophisticated, criminal, fraudulent scheme they were perpetuating, I would never have done that work. But I think one question to ask is, you know, Kelly was still taking money from the Sackler family in 2016. Why?
You say one project 9 months, but then there was a subsequent decade advocating for Pain Care LLC, and they're one of the most prolific prescribers of opioids in the state. So this was longer than just that one brief period of advocacy. No,
my work for Purdue Pharma lasted for 9 months and ended in 2002.
Right, but then Pain Care LLC.
And Pain Care was just one of hundreds of doctors that I represented. And honestly, I mean, Purdue Pharma lied to the doctors as well.
Yeah, and you keep coming back to this idea that this awareness was not out there of the dangers of OxyContin. The governor herself has raised this question in response. When you testified before the legislature in 2002 on behalf of Purdue Pharma, the HHS commissioner at the time, Don Shumway, someone representing state police, they both got up and said OxyContin is a growing problem. They raised the very concerns that you're saying you only learned about much later. Were you not in the room when they said those things?
No. Well, those actually weren't the concerns. And the lie and the fraud that was perpetuated by Purdue Pharma was so massive and extensive, it did not alert the FDA. They were lied to, the Attorney General's office, the doctors, the nurses, the pharmacies. This is a fraud that was perpetuated across the entire industry. And again, I mean, this issue is so personal to me, and I have spent my entire life working to make sure that people get access to health care, most especially people who are struggling with substance use disorder. We need a governor who understands that issue, who knows how to tackle that issue, and who will be committed to doing that.
One more thing on this, and then we can move on. Commissioner Shumway, in that hearing, said, quote, Purdue Pharma has manufactured a drug which is highly addictive, and it's in a form that makes it abusable. You didn't hear him say that.
Oh, I'm not saying that at all. And I think Don Shumway, I have the highest regard for Don Shumway. What I will tell you is that that statement did not alert either the FDA, the professional associations, the Attorney General's office, or anyone else to the extent of the fraud. I cannot possibly take you back in time. There are entire books written on this that you could read that would explain more to you why that statement in itself was part of Purdue Pharma's lie.
Okay. First in the nation primary, big fight apparently looming between Democrats and the DNC. Sometime in the future, I think the Democrats are trying to put this off for as long as possible. But if you're the governor in 2027 and the DNC calls up and says, hey, we want you to change the first in the nation primary law, what do you say?
New Hampshire goes first in the nation for a reason, because we do this right. We know how to vet candidates. You can't come to this state and run television ads and think that's going to be enough. You've got to sit in people's living rooms. You've got to do town halls. You've got to answer people's questions. We know how to vet candidates. We are first in the nation, and we will be.
And you know, if you are elected, it's entirely possible there might be a Democratic trifecta here. That was a huge topic of conversation at the Rules and Bylaws Committee. Should Democrats think twice if they have these majorities about electing a different Secretary of State in the middle of this fight?
Oh, I'm going to leave that. That's a decision to be made by the legislature.
Okay. All right. Councilor Cinde Warmington, we'll catch you back out on the campaign trail. Thanks for joining us on Close Up.
Thank you.